Championship Wrestling will be held this coming Wednesday night in Miami Beach at the Miami Beach Convention Center. It's Boogeyman 84, Dusty Rhodes and Boogeyman Jimmy Valiant facing Kevin Sullivan and Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer, a host of other great matches. And wrestling Saturday night in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. And now let's listen to these comments from Barbara Clary.
La lucha libre campeones viene al sur del estado, miércoles el 18 de abril a las 8 de la noche en el Centro de Convenciones de Miami Beach y sábado el 21 de abril a las 8 de la noche en el Sunrise Musical Theater de Fort Lauderdale. Recuerden que el día 28 en Miami Beach y el día 21 en Fort Lauderdale.
The Guerrero brothers have joined me.
Vamos a estar en Miami y en Fort Lauderdale y quiero que todos esos imitaciones de cubanos que están allá, que no sirven para nada, que es una invitación que vengan para vernos luchar a la verdadera raza de bronce, la raza mexicana. Vamos a ver de cuál cuero sale.
Wyndham and Dusty Rhodes have joined me at the desk to talk about some exciting things that are coming up in Lakeland on Friday, April 20th at 8:30. Barry, you're going to be having a kamikaze death match with Cowboy Ron Bass.
Well, you know, Barb, you and I have talked about this a little bit before, and, you know, a kamikaze death match is something that I don't know about. But, you know, Ronnie Bass has sent back the contracts, and, you know, I'll gladly sign any type of contract with Ronnie Bass, but kamikaze death match is something new to me.
Well, Gordon Foley was telling me that he got a call from Cowboy Ron Bass, who is now in Japan, that a kamikaze death match is no referee, there will be a stretcher at ringside, and the only way you can win is if your opponent is carried out on the stretcher.
No referee, huh? Well, I tell you what, you know, Ronnie Bass has met the Yellow Dog. He's been in the dog collar matches before. And like I said, I've already signed for the match, and, you know, this contract that I signed is for Lakeland, and I'm going to be there for it. And I just hope Ronnie Bass is going to be back in time for his own match.
Well, not only will there be the kamikaze death match, but there will be a kendo stick match with Billy Jack going up against Kendo Nagasaki. Best 2 out of 3 falls with Mike Graham and Mike Rotundo going against the Guerrero brothers. Chief Joe Lightfoot will be there. There will be a brass knuckles title match. And Dusty, you're going to be having an interesting match with a mystery partner that I think should be called an odd couple match.
Well, Bubba, I don't know if it'd be odd or not. I know that Killer Sullivan Buck Sawyer say, you know, Lakeland Civic Center Friday night on the 20th, the bear one of the kamikaze death match, Andre the Giant going off for Conquer the Wall. He said we leave you with no partner. Billy Jack for kendo stick match. They might be calling odd couple match, but they don't know who my partner is. But right now, I'm going to expose to the people Friday night in 20 the Lakeland Civic Center. I'm going to show you right now on tape my mystery partner. Take a good look at this great athlete. I don't know if you caught Bear. Do you think that's odd? Do you think that's an odd couple match?
I don't see anything odd about that at all.
That's odd about that, man. Exotic Avon's Street, Dusty Rhodes together with Miss Linda. And you know, Bob, I even heard Avon's going to come down Princely, go through my wardrobe, and just pick me out something lovely, lovely, lovely for this day with Buzz Sawyer and Kevin Sullivan, Lakeland Civic Center on a Friday night.
Maybe your lavender tights, huh?
A tough match and a hot night of wrestling.
That's
right.
right.
That's our take 5 for this week.
Now playing at a theater near you.
It's time now for our missing children's bulletin. We have 2 missing juveniles that we'd like to call to your attention this week. The first is Angel Nicole Foss. She is 6 years old. She was last seen in 1983 in Delray Beach, Florida. She was in the company of her non-custodial father, Clifford Foss. They are believed either to be in the state of Pennsylvania or possibly Tennessee. He may be driving a 1973 tan Buick with Florida license plate. If you have any information on this one, please call 1-800-342-0821. This is Larry William Fast II. He is a 3-year-old. He was last seen in St. Petersburg, Florida. He may be with his non-custodial father, Larry Fast. They may be in the vicinity of Tarpon Springs. Mr. Fast may be driving a white 1980 Ford Econoline. Please call the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, 1-800-342-0821 if you have any information on either of these two children. And now let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match one followed a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Chicago, Illinois, at 450 pounds, one-man gang. His opponent, entering the ring from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 260 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Okay, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes facing the one-man gang. The match we mentioned earlier on in the program about one of the great matches. And boy, the one-man gang caught Rhodes in that corner and drove him to the mat. The one-man gang at 450 pounds, still punishing Rhodes. And Rhodes outside the ring and the one-man gang right after him.
Well, you know, Gordon, this here would be a main event in any arena in the entire country, and the one-man gang is chasing Dusty Rhodes out into the audience. There has been absolutely no wrestling thus far in this match. All just in the hands of the one-man gang, complete mayhem.
Rhodes in trouble now as the one-man gang closes in on him once again in the ring. Rhodes catches him with the elbow. And Rhodes now a stinging left hand, another left hand, and another, and another, and another. And now Rhodes winds up, bottom, a mule kick right to the midsection. That bionic elbow to the top of the head, but the one-man gang rips across the face of Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes caught and driven back to the canvas. The one-man gang, and watch out. The whole ring almost gave way. Rhodes caught him, and it's Rhodes going for the Eddie Graham figure 4. Dusty Rhodes has got the Eddie Graham figure 4 leg lock on him. He's got it on him. It was, and the one-man gang conceding. The one-man gang conceding. Ooh, Rhodes clamps down again. Rhodes refusing to relinquish that figure 4. And the one-man gang trying to rise up, but he is in tremendous agony here. And it looks like his knee may have gone. It looks like his knee may have gone. The one-man gang. There you see the victor, Dusty Rhodes. Ooh, Rhodes down on that knee again. And it looks to me like the one-man gang has got some pretty serious damage to that knee.
You know, Gordon, this here's the same hole that Mad Dog Bob Sawyer broke Ray Harris' leg with just a couple weeks ago. This is a damaging hole. There is virtually no escaping once this hole is applied in the center of the ring. One of the very few holes for which there is no counter.
Well, it was a hole that Eddie Graham used and perfected. And I'll tell you what, it is proven to be so highly effective. And it is apparent here that the one-man gang is not able to walk. So the ligaments of the cartilage, possibly in that knee, have been ripped or have been stretched to a point where that's 450 pounds that they're going to have to try and load up on a stretcher. And they're trying to... and he is in tremendous pain, as you can tell. He can't even stand to have anybody touch it, but they've got to get him up on that stretcher.
There's your beef right there, Gordon. There's your beef, Dennis.
Those are the comments of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. There's the beef. J.J. Dillon out there almost got himself a little piece of action, too. Dusty Rhodes has shown beyond a shadow of a doubt how he feels about that entire group. And they're having a problem getting this 450-pounder out of the ring. Start time is completely gone. Until next week, then, on behalf of Barbara Clary and Buddy Colt, this will be Gordon Foley saying so long.
Very appropriate that Cicino and Sons picked out pink for me today, because this is a very bright and festive occasion in which to welcome back the current reigning and greatest Southern heavyweight champion of all time, #1 contender for the World's Heavyweight Championship, the man that just captured all the headlines for the Tour of Japan, #1 as far as prize money earned in the tournament, and all I can say is welcome back Cowboy Ron Bass, and he very alertly was doing his homework while he was there, stealing headlines and making money. He's come up with a new style of match, and I can only say that, again, a stroke of genius on my part, the timing as far as having Cowboy Ron Bass be a part of this great tournament. Cowboy, welcome home.
Thank you very much, JJ, and as you know as well as anybody, I continued on the ways that people here in Florida know that I can do. I went to Japan, and I come out with the most coveted title over there. I came out with the big bucks, just like her, JJ. And on there, you know, I'm always looking for new matches, Gordon Stoley. As you know, I like to wrestle. And when I get a little ornery and a little mean, I like to go out there and just fight. Well, that's exactly what kind of match I have come back with. A kamikaze death match. You know, in that match, Stoley, there ain't no rules because there ain't no referee. You can get out there and you get mean, you can get bad, and you can break bones, you can rake eyes, you can do anything you want. All you know that's going to happen is your opponent gets on that little stretcher, and he's got 4 or 5 little geeks with him, and they carry him back to the dressing room. That's exactly what's going to happen to Rhodes, Wyndham, Rotundo, Billy Jack, any of you geeks out there that want to put your name on the contract for the kamikaze match, JJ.
Isn't he great? The only thing missing now, of course, is the World's Heavyweight Championship, and that's just
a little bit about that, J.J. Dillon. Now then, you come out here, you're my manager, right? Exclusive manager, right? Then explain to me why I get back a week after the world champion is go. Explain to me why I didn't get that title shot, J.J. Dillon. Explain that to me, would you please? I don't like for 1 minute the idea that somebody else comes into the territory and they get a shot at one of those. Whatever. I've never got the opportunity. So what is wrong with you anyhow, brother? I'm telling you, if you don't shape up, boy, you're going to lose a meal ticket.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Gordon. This is not the place. I'll get this straightened out. I'm sorry.
Well, one thing for sure. Cowboy Ron Bass and that rather pugnacious attitude certainly hasn't changed. We'll be back.
Every week, over 17 million people.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening, but they fought with expert timing. There was funky Chinaman from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up, they were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knows their part.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at 232 pounds, Mike Beaver. His opponent from Paradise Valley, Arizona, at 255 pounds, superstar Billy Graham.
There you have it, superstar Billy Graham returning to Florida after an extended absence, and he has obviously really polished his skills in the martial arts is going up against Mike Fever. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. Mikey does cut an impressive figure.
Well, you know, for a few years now, Superstar Graham has been known as one of the strongest men in professional wrestling. Of course, entering the World's Strongest Man competition back a couple years ago, entering all kinds of bodybuilding contests, bench pressing close to 600 pounds. As far as strength, I think Superstar, for the longest period of time, has been in the strongest men in professional wrestling.
No question about that. He's having a problem right now getting that jacket off of around those tremendous biceps and triceps. And taking his own sweet time here, getting himself mentally prepared to go up against Fever, as well as removing that outer raiment.
As you can see, Superstar has lost some weight. He's trained down. He's in, I think, much better shape now than he was a few years ago, even with the loss of weight.
Chop into the throat of Fever that has him down and staggered, and Graham catches him back in the head with the elbow.
Well, you know, Gordon, it seems like his style has changed somewhat. He's really going in for the martial arts style now. Here's a big judo chop coming off the ropes, his stance, his style. Apparently, he's been spending a lot of time in the Far East studying the martial arts.
No question about it, and catches Fever again coming off the ropes, and Superstar Billy Graham very much in control. Going for the full Nelson. He's got the full Nelson on Fever.
I'll tell you, after watching this match, after seeing Superstar Graham come back, you know who else is in Florida right now that fancies himself as being a very strong wrestler and uses the same hold?
He does indeed, but Superstar Billy Graham not relinquishing this, and Fever is all but destroyed, in fact, unconsciousness or semi-unconsciousness setting in.
Well, you know, in most cases, a full Nelson is only a punishing hold and not a submission hold, but here is another man that uses the hold as a submission. And guess when he gets those big, powerful arms locked in place, there's just no getting away from him. It's just really amazing the strength this man possesses in his body. The referee had called for him to break long before he did, and it seemed like Superstar Billy Graham just wanted to inflict more punishment on Mike Fever, who was already down and just about completely unconscious. Let's go to Gordon Soley at ringside now.
Some invectives being hurled at Superstar Billy Graham, who just defeated Mike Fever and did it in certainly very impressive fashion using that full Nelson. May I take an opportunity to welcome you back to Florida, sir?
Come over here. This is my pretty side. Right side Superstar's pretty side. I eat T-bone steaks. I live barbell plates, and I'm sweeter than a chocolate cake. My body's made out of solid steel, and I got supersonic sex appeal. All the ladies want to touch my arm. All the ladies just want to touch Superstar Billy Graham's 22-inch pythons. But let me tell you, ladies, all you ladies in Florida are too ugly. Don't even think twice about touching my arm. I know you want to just run your hand, your finger up my arm, over my chest to see how sweet I am. But there's only a handful of ladies that touch my body. Cheryl Teague touches my body. Christy Brinkley touches my body. Lonnie Anderson, she touches my body. Two beautiful French models from Paris. You understand? Sabrina Shook and Christy Deal. They can touch my bicep. And my main lady and my sweet in Las Vegas, Nevada, Miss Lola Falana. Did you see the Superstar Full Nelson? There's no man on earth can break my hold. There's no man alive or living that can break the Superstar Full Nelson. There's no man alive or living can break the Superstar Bear Hug. There's no man alive that can bend my arm. Because I am the arm wrestling champion of the world. I went to Zimbabwe, South Africa. I said, Africans, find me the biggest gorilla you can find. I want to arm wrestle a gorilla. They brought me back a 900-pound gorilla chained into the wall. I walked up to his face. I said, you stink, you smell, you ugly gorilla. I'm going to break your arm. I pulled against a 900-pound gorilla and broke his arm. Now there's a man. There's a man down here in the swamp, and you people keep your mouth shut while the superstar is talking. There's a man right here in the Everglades who's becoming a myth. There's a man down here who thinks he's strong. And let me tell you, young man, I understand the man wants some sort of Mr. Universe title or something like that there. Let me tell you something, brother. If you as much as even look at me crossways, if you as much as even look at me the wrong way, I'm going to treat you the way I treated that gorilla. I'm going to break your arm, and I'm going to spit in your face. Poof! Because I am the superstar, and I am the greatest. Put the camera on the 22 inches. Put the camera on the arm of superstar Billy Graham.
Well, thank you very, very much, superstar Billy Graham, who certainly made his return to Florida an impressive one indeed.
I am the greatest.
Florida heavyweight champion. With the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Now let's go to our next match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a six-man tag team match. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Panama Gang, Karma, Black Bart, and Kendo Nagasaki. Their opponents approaching the ringside area. The super team of Barry Windham, Billy Jackson, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Okay, 10-minute time limit, a six-man tag team match, and this one would sell out Robarts Arena or the Convention Center in Miami or the Nassau Stadium or the Jacksonville Coliseum or the Sundome.
Well, you know, right here you have six of the very finest wrestlers in the entire world. Any two combination of these men would be a main event anywhere. And right here you have the six of the very best. There is Karma and Barry Windham just rolling back over into the corner of Dusty Rhodes and Billy Jack. What's really strange to me is that J.J. Dillon is nowhere in sight. Normally, wherever Kendo Nagasaki is or Black Bart, J.J. is there.
There's the one-man gang outside, and that's interesting. He's still hobbling on that right leg. A good shoulder smash by Barry Windham on Karma.
Here you've got six of the greatest wrestlers in professional wrestling today, all in the ring at the same time, right on TV here in Florida. I'll tell you, I don't know where you could go and get better competition or where you could see better wrestling any place in the world.
I would certainly have to agree 100% on that, and right now the Florida heavyweight champion, Billy Jack, in the ring. As a side headlock makes the tag with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes with a snapmare on Nagasaki, and Rhodes very quickly going after to punish the legs of one Kendo Nagasaki.
Well, you know, it was just a week ago that Dusty Rhodes put the figure four leg lock on the one-man gang and injured him where the one-man gang is unable to wrestle. Looks like Dusty Rhodes might be trying to soften up that leg of Kendo Nagasaki, perhaps with the same thing in mind. And Barry Windham very smartly coming in, staying right on that leg. Let's see if Billy Jack follows up on that left leg. Right on that left leg, and really going to do some damage to that. Should be getting it ready for a figure four leg lock, which would put Kendo out.
It would indeed. The tag is made once again. And Dusty Rhodes moving in.
Dusty obviously, like y'all said, working on those legs. After putting the one-man gang out, he might be trying to eliminate the whole bunch now. Usually Dusty's very explosive, very aggressive upper body wrestler with a lot of forearms and elbows, but today coming out leg diving Nagasaki, taking over on his leg and definitely trying to injure him.
Indeed he was, and right now it's Black Bart squaring off. The John and forearms across the back, and now Rhodes. That bionic elbow catches Black Bart. Snap mirror. Takes it back. Catches Kendo Nagasaki. Catches Karma. He's got Karma inside the ring, and he's got Nagasaki in there. Wait a minute. The ring is filling up. The ring is filling up. Black Bart hurdled outside, and Rhodes is out after him. Rhodes going for the figure 4 outside on the concrete. Rhodes for the figure. Wait a minute. Ooh. The referee calling for the bell. The one-man gang just caught Rhodes right in the pit of the stomach with that cane. The referee stopping this has gotten out of hand. Mike, I was afraid that might happen when I heard we were going to have this 6-man match today.
You know, when you've got 6 hot tempers and high-strung athletes like you do out there, there's no telling what might happen. And when Rhodes threw Bart out on the floor and went out after him, once you make yourself vulnerable like that, once you go outside the ring, then you've got to be ready for anything that might happen.
We'll be back. Tonight, the place where all the action is in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. That's right, match time tonight at the Sunrise Musical Theater is 8 p.m. That's 8 p.m. tonight. The Florida Championship goes on the line. The Southern Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. There will be a lumberjack match, a special challenge match. You'll be seeing such great stars as Billy Jack going after Kendo Nagasaki. Cowboy Ron Bass defending the Southern title against Barry Windham. And you'll see Mike Rotundo and Chief Joe Lightfoot in a special challenge match against the Guerrero brothers, plus a host of other great matches, and the return of Big Daddy. And then, this coming Wednesday night, Championship Wrestling returns to Miami Beach in the Miami Beach Convention Center. The U.S. Tag Team Champions, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, defending their titles against Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart. But this match will be inside a steel cage. The Florida Championship on the line is Billy Jack defends against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Kevin Sullivan will be handcuffed to Mike Graham. Chief Joe Lightfoot takes on Karma. Mike Davis faces superstar Billy Graham. Denny Brown and Mike Allen take on the Guerrero brothers. And it'll be Big Daddy against Kendo Nagasaki. Well, Billy Jack is with me right now, and 2 very important nights for you.
Yeah. Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. You know, they're really... In reality, Gordon, you know, I guess this world is kind of like dog eat dog, you know, and Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. I'm not going to come down here and put you down and say you're a punk, you're not tough, you're this, you're that. You're the toughest man I've ever faced in professional wrestling so far, and I've got the Florida State belt, and that means everything in the world to me. I sent my Pacific Northwest title back. I've got the Florida State title. I'm not going to let the people down. You're going to have to break my neck, brother. You have to put me out all the way. You can suplex me in the concrete. You can try and do anything you want. You're going to have to do it and make it permanent for me because I'm going to hang on to that belt.
Thank you so very much. The Florida Heavyweight Champion, Billy Jack. Well, right now, let's listen to these comments from Kevin Sullivan and the Panama Gang.
You know, last week in Miami, the earth moved. The tremor was felt. The American dream was hazified. He's not there this week. So, Billy Jack, I don't know what the hell you think Mike Graham can do handcuffed to me because the hound of hell has been running through the woods, tearing at jackrabbits, snapping at tigers, jumping at lions. This man's fangs are known the world over. And when he sinks it into you, and that last fang, and sucks every drop of blood from you.
Give me!
The Florida belt.
Billy Jack, the Mad Dog is coming your way! Miami Beach last week, the referee couldn't control the 4 men. They were like wild animals. What do you do with 4 animals? You put them inside a steel cage and lock the door behind them. The United States belt's going on the line in the steel cage, Miami Beach. 4 walls of steel. Nobody's coming in. Nobody's going out. There will be a winner in Miami Beach for the belt. Cowboy, tell them about the most dangerous match around.
Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. I want you 2 men to think just a minute. You marked our heads a little bit last week. You made blood flow a little bit. But instead of backing up saying we quit, we turned it around and we come at you full bore. We busted those pretty little faces of yours a little bit, did we? You felt just a little bit of pain. And you know what it's like to feel when the cowboy gets mean and when he gets mad. So you can imagine what's going to happen Wednesday night in the steel cage. They lock it and they slam it shut and they say, okay, Bart, And Bass, do with them what you want to do, and you better believe we're going to do a lot. That's what we want to do!
Well, I have the U.S. Tag Team Champions with me right now, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, and certainly what they have with them is symbolic of what's going to happen Wednesday night.
Ronnie Bass, who cares what you think? Who cares what you say? You run your mouth. Barry and I stood toe-to-toe and fought you right out of that building. We didn't go running. We didn't go crying. But the NWA ordered this cage. They put the stipulations down, and we're going to abide by them. We're coming back to Miami, and they're going to lock that door, Ronnie Bass. They're going to lock it right behind us. We're not going anywhere, but neither are you, my friend. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Barry and I are going to come out with these belts because we've worked long and hard for them, and we're going to keep them.
You know, Ronnie Bass, Mike Rotundo has learned a lot in a short time, big boy. You know, you take a little bit of blood and a little bit of guts, you're going to stir. When I start bleeding, I get a little madder. I get a little meaner. And it makes me fight just a little bit harder. So, Ronnie Bass, if you think you're going to take these titles from us, you better think twice, because I really want to get hurt.
It's education rated X when a porno flick gets mixed up with a sex education film on Welcome Back, Kotter, Monday afternoon at 5:30 on WCIX Channel 6.
That's Mike Rotundo. Kevin Sullivan has joined me here at the desk.
Mr. Soley, introducing first from Syracuse, New York, at 235 pounds, Mike Rotundo.
I was summoned by Habuna Dean to the 4th Astro level. And when I arrived, I went straight to the watchtower. And as I stepped through the doorway, I shrieked in delight. Because along with Habuna Dean was A.K. Long himself. And they looked at me and said, it is time to celebrate. Because Rhodes has finally taken the step to darkness. Like the great wildebeest whose earwig has crawled in the air, Rhodes now has the turning disease. Habuna Dean said to me, does he act like a man who is the last American hero? He hanged you at death's doorway. A week later, he broke a leg just to hear it break. He now has the turning disease. He is turning to us. Rose, it won't take long for you to fall. We're waiting for you.
Meanwhile, the match is underway. Mike Rotundo against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. And it's Sawyer trying to get some extra leverage that time.
Well, this here should be a very even match. Mike Rotundo is just one of the greatest wrestlers in the country. He has such a wide knowledge and array of wrestling holds and skills and counter moves, and I believe right now Buzz Sawyer has really met his match with Mike Rotundo. For one, I believe Mike Rotundo is the man that will defeat Buzz Sawyer.
Like you're saying, both of these men with great amateur backgrounds. I think Buzz Sawyer could have possibly a little strength, where on the other hand, I think Rotundo is probably in a little better shape. They both, as far as amateur background, are on a very equal keel. Like you say, it stands to be a tremendous wrestling match.
Great move by Rotundo that time as he used those ring ropes like a ladder, came right up and over into the center of the ring, and now keeps Buzz Sawyer on the canvas with that side headlock. Sawyer went to the Nationals while he was a high school competitor. Great power, great strength. And Mike, he has an aggressive nature that is, and Rotundo, oh, whoa, brother. Sawyer was quick to take advantage of that. Rotundo stumbled slightly. Sawyer caught him with a forearm. Rotundo, however, great recuperative powers, fires right back, and once again has things somewhat under control.
I tell you, Rotundo better be very, very careful, though. He's gotten some nice sit-outs and switches and things like that, but it's Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer that just about bit my finger off. So when you might think he's a great wrestler, and he is, he will not hesitate a second to do anything he needs to do to win a match.
And who could speak better of that than the man who's had the experience, Mike Graham. He knows exactly what Sawyer will do when given the slightest opportunity. Rotundo keeping the side headlock.
You know, Gordon, the more I listen to Kevin Sullivan talking about the Buddha Dean over there in Tibet, the more I'm really just about completely convinced that this man is having some sort of communication with him. I think he's the only man I know that can talk to a man in Tibet without using a telephone.
I'd be curious to see what his analyst would say about it. Sawyer closes in on Rotundo again. It punishes Rotundo. Smashing him into that turnbuckle. Sawyer catches him another short, bruising forearm to the side of the head.
Well, when you go up against a man like Buzz Sawyer, one mistake can be fatal. But here, like you said before, Mike Rotundo has such great recuperative powers. It's just so hard to hurt an athlete like this.
That's all in conditioning and training and what you prepare yourself for. You know yourself, buddy, when you're in good shape and you're feeling good, then a lot of times things might jar you. They might knock the wind out of you, but it doesn't take but a second for you to get your wind back. When you're out of shape, when you're a little overweight, that's when getting the wind knocked out of you takes its toll. That's when you don't come back as strong as you did the time before.
Rotundo, of course, co-holder of the U.S. Tag Team Championship. Whoa, brother! And Rotundo, I believe, is if he's not out, he's all but out. Sawyer literally ripped that head off when he caught him with that drop kick. Rotundo. Rotundo hurtled out of the ring.
Looks like Mike Rotundo is very gamely trying to get back there. And there is Kevin Sullivan, just about what you would expect from a man like Kevin Sullivan, sneaking up on the blind side of Mike Rotundo when he's already injured. Buzz Sawyer, of course, very quick to take advantage.
Sawyer jamming Rotundo's back into that retaining wall, and Rotundo having some trouble getting it together now. Staggering toward ringside, moving into the ring, and Sawyer right on top of him.
That's exactly the kind of man Kevin Sullivan is. As long as it's 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, sure, he's real brave and he's real tough. You get him in a 1-on-1 situation, and he's ready to run. I know real well.
Well, you can see Kevin Sullivan is over here kind of taunting Mike Graham, trying to get some kind of reprisal out of Mike. But let's not count Mike Rotundo down right now. Mike Rotundo has been injured, but like Mike was saying earlier, he has such great recuperative powers, he can return. And Buzz Sawyer is taking every advantage to stay on top of Mike Rotundo and not give him a chance to really get his breath back.
A look of sheer amazement on the eyes and the face of Buzz Sawyer a moment ago, and he gave that full suplex power slam to Mike Rotundo, and Rotundo kicked out before the count of 3, and I don't think Sawyer believes it.
You know, right now, Buzz Sawyer using his weight, using his arms to tire Rotundo. He's not just laying on him. He's had his arms around him. He's been using a variance of a bear hug, which cuts off the wind. You can't breathe. And in using that bear hug, when Rotundo finally did get up to his feet, that's when he suplexed.
Brother. Executing with everything they have right now, and it's Sawyer. Crashing down, and Rotundo moves to one side.
Right now you can see the toll of this solid 10 minutes of brutal wrestling is taking its toll. Both men are starting tired. Both men are slowing down, but are definitely not stopping. You figure the temperature's well over 100 degrees in the ring with the ring lights and everything on. And there's been no rest, there's been no stop whatsoever. These men have, in essence, almost played an entire football game right here.
Precisely. There's about 14 and a half minutes of actual body contact in the entire pro football game, and they've been going at it. Oh, beautiful move. Rotundo's got him up. The airplane's in, but the match is over. The match is over, and Rotundo now after Kevin Sullivan, and Rotundo caught from behind by Buzz Sawyer. Mad Dog. Well, the match is over. The match is over. Neither man able to gain a pinfall, although Rotundo attacked from behind and paid the price. Well, heckling comments.
Why don't you get up there and start sticking your finger, boy?
Quick reminder once again, of course, there will be wrestling tonight in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. That's tonight in Fort Lauderdale at the Sunrise Musical Theater. Championship Wrestling will be held this coming Wednesday night in Miami Beach at the Miami Beach Convention Center. And a special announcement, too. We'd like to remind you, Championship Wrestling will be held Friday night, April 27th, in Nassau at the New Providence Nassau Stadium. And now, here's Barbara Clary.
La lucha libre de campeones viene al sur del estado, sábado el 21 de abril a las 8 de la noche en el Sunrise Musical Theater de Fort Lauderdale y miércoles el 25 de abril a las 8 de la noche en el Centro de Convenciones de Miami Beach. Recuérdense el día 21 en Fort Lauderdale y el día 25 en Miami Beach.
That, of course, will be tonight in Fort Lauderdale, and this coming Wednesday night. The U.S. Tag Team Champions inside a steel cage defending their titles against Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart. Wednesday night, Miami Beach.
Kendall Toyota.
A lot of new things are happening this week, as you will find out. First, I'd like to say that next week we will be starting our series, Miami Crisis or Paradise. We will be going to Edison Senior High School, where Dusty Rhodes will address an assembly, and we will also be talking with a promoter, Chris Dundee. Right now, with me is Black Bart and one-man gang who wants to be known as Panama Gang.
Thank you, Miss Clary. I'm proud and honored to be on your Take 5 this afternoon. First off, I want the camera to take a shot of the leg down here. The camera, move the camera down here. Take a close-up of the brace on the leg. As everybody knows, VTR come up later on to show what happened. But the American Dream, the great American Dream, put a figure 4 on me in this ring and wouldn't release it. The referee had to threaten to suspend the man. He injured my leg severely. I don't know how long I'll be out of action, but he may have disabled my body, but my mind will never be disabled. And I want to introduce the great brass knuckles heavyweight champion, Mr. Black Bart, as I want all these Floridians to start calling the man. Mr. Black Bart, the brass knuckles heavyweight champion, will always be the champion, never will be defeated, takes on all challengers. First of all, I want to add a little bit here. Oh, the VTR showing right now. As you can see, one of Dusty Rhodes' illegal maneuvers. I don't want to mention where he hit me at, but you can see. And there's that illegal bionic elbow. I believe he has something in his elbow, but we're not going to talk about that. That's not the issue right now. And there I am, as great as I can be. I'm throwing him in the big elbow to his big old jaw. Big hog jaws.
He got him hog jaw!
And there I am, hey, the famous splash, known all over the world, everywhere, the famous splash, but hey, he moved out of the way. Lucky move, lucky move. And right here, he goes in for the figure 4. He spins around, the bionic elbow once again. The illegal bionic elbow, of course. He should be suspended for that. And now he puts the figure 4, he steps over into it. Yeah, look at the figure 4. If anybody's never been put in this hold, it's, believe me, it's a painful hold. And I want all these Floridians out here to be calling me Panama Gang from now on. It's my new adopted name. You like my outfit, don't you, ma'am?
Great.
And one other thing, Dusty Rhodes, you will pay for this injury. You will pay. I don't know how. It may not be me myself that gets you, but somebody will get you, whether it's Black Bart or somebody will get you. My vendetta will never rest until you pay for this injury. And one last statement I would like to say right here, Miss Barbara, is, Cowboy Ron Bass, it will be in the near future, Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart will once again be the new United States heavyweight champions, under my advisorship.
You very well know them belts was stole from us in the first place.
That's right, they were stolen, and they will be the new champions under my advisorship.
So you will be managing now.
Well, I don't want to say manager. I will be sitting at ringside, giving Bart a little mental advisor. And
don't be trying to put words in my man's mouth.
Don't put words in. That's all. I don't want to talk anymore.
As he said, he's going to start in Sarasota. It's going to be an incredible night of wrestling. There will be a steel cage match with Dusty Rhodes going against Kevin Sullivan. Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer will be above the ring. The U.S. Tag Team title will be on the line, and Black Bart will be going against Chief Joe Lightfoot with Panama Gang as the advisor. That's our Take 5 for this week.
First from Quebec, Canada, Chief Joe Lightfoot, and his opponent from parts unknown, Mr. Olympia.
Okay, nice to have Lou Davies, his grandson Andrew, here today watching the match with his brother. They're seeing a lot of action, and it's Mr. Olympia wasting no time in moving out against Chief Joe Lightfoot.
Both these men very stocky, very stoutly built. Like say they're not junior heavy, but very, very, very solidly put together.
Lightfoot catching him a couple of chops into the chest, and Olympia could be in trouble here as Lightfoot caught him that time coming right off the ropes. Olympia tried to power out, couldn't. Joe Lightfoot had him down for the count. A count of 3, and Mr. J.J. Dillon has joined us.
Gordon, I only want to take a minute to clarify something. I could come out here and apologize for Cowboy Ryan Bass, but no apology is necessary, because the same intensity that he showed today is what made him the greatest Southern heavyweight champion of all time. I only had to explain.
Welcome to Championship Wrestling 84. I'm Gordon Sola, your host. And what a match we have upcoming a little bit later on in the day. We're going to be seeing Barry Windham going up against Kendo Nagasaki. You heard me correctly. Barry Windham against Kendo Nagasaki a little bit later on in the program. And Barbara, your Take 5 this week stays with Miami.
That's right. It's the second week of Miami Crisis in Paradise, and I'll be at the Orange Bowl with Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham.
Okay, that's all upcoming a little bit later on. And Buddy, of course, matches tonight in St. Petersburg.
That's right. There'll be a return of professional wrestling, NWA wrestling tonight at the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg. First time in quite some time now. Also in Nassau on May 12th, big match in the Bahama Islands and Nassau, matches you won't want to miss.
Yeah, right. The Bahamas Tag Team Championship. A little confusion regarding that. Barry Windham had transportation problems getting out of Atlanta, consequently missed his connection and did not get to the matches this past week. So Mike Rotundo and Dusty Rhodes won the Bahamas Championship. However, the NWA said because Dusty is the Bahamas heavyweight champion, he can't have both titles. So right now, Mike Rotundo is indeed the Bahama Islands Tag Team Championship. We also have with us today, and certainly a pleasure to have with us, a good friend of ours and a young man who's got quite a career that he's forging ahead for himself, Mike Davis. Mike, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much, Gordon. I'm glad to be here.
We're looking forward to chatting with Mike and getting his expertise and his comments during the matches. We have a match on videotape that I think certainly is deserving of everyone taking a look at. It's a match with Billy Jack taking on Tony D'Amato. Not only is the match extremely impressive, but what happens immediately after the match is over becomes even more impressive, and very frankly, it gives leave to think that, you could see the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. We're going to be taking a look at this tape in just a moment. While we have a second and waiting for that, however, we do have new U.S. Tag Team Champions. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later on. But right now, let's go to this videotape match, Billy Jack against Tony D'Amato.
Soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message of the hill, asking for
All right, the very, very popular Florida heavyweight champion, Billy Jack, getting set to enter the ring, going up against Tony D'Amato. You heard the representative music of Billy Jack as he steps into the ring, displaying the Florida Heavyweight Championship belt. May I point out that on several different occasions, Florida heavyweight champions have gone on to become the world heavyweight champions. So we've got something going here for this man, Billy Jack, 255 pounds, and rather quick duck under, go behind waist lift, take down D'Amato, trying to get away, and he's got to feel like he's got an octopus on him.
You know, Gordon, I've been here in Florida now for about 12 years. I've seen hundreds of wrestlers come and go. I don't think I've ever seen anyone take Florida by storm with the popularity and the people going for him quite as much as Billy Jack. Seems like Billy Jack just loves everybody there. He doesn't seem to have an enemy in Florida, perhaps except with the exception of some other wrestlers. The man is a great scientific wrestler. Then you take his size and strength and power. I have never yet seen anyone break the full Nelson once this man applies it.
No question about that. D'Amato going for a top wrist lock, and Billy Jack just outpowers him. Billy Jack with a About a 21-inch neck, I would think. Massive forearm. Again, just tremendous body strength. Well-proportioned body strength, I might add. Look at the spinae erecti muscles coursing down along his spinal column. No matter where you look at the man, he is just tremendously muscled. D'Amato. Cheap shot by D'Amato. Caught Billy Guard off. And Billy Jack. And D'Amato regretting that right now. As Billy Jack closes in on him. And Billy Jack gets the full Nelson. He's got the full Nelson. And Billy Jack shaking D'Amato much like a rat terrier would shake a rat. And man, oh man, oh man, did Billy Jack do a number on D'Amato. Wait a second. Wait a minute. We may have something here. Look at that ringside. Look at ringside. And we may have a confrontation right here. The superstar brother. I'll tell you what. If these two get together, if these two meet anywhere, that's going to be the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. What an explosion.
Well, Gordon Solie is going over to ringside to see if he can get a word with Billy Jack. And like he said, a confrontation between these two men will be something for everyone to see. And I'm sure this is just bound to happen because Billy Jack never turns his back, never runs from anyone. Okay, now let's go to Gordon Solie at ringside.
Let me take a second here to chat with the Florida heavyweight champion, Billy Jack. That one cheap shot by D'Amato is what set your temper off.
I don't know what's wrong with these guys. They come out here to wrestle. When the bell rings, we take care of business. Now look it. I can professional wrestling to take on anybody, anytime, any place. No brag, just fact. Gordon inside the ring is one thing. Outside the ring, I love my people here in Florida. Now the man, and I think you know who I'm referring to when I say the man. If he wants to have a match, full Nelson to full Nelson, weightlifting, arm wrestling, because Gordon, and nobody can break my full Nelson. Nobody has ever broken it yet. I don't think anybody can, because once it's locked in, it can do permanent damage. I seen what the man tried to do earlier to Mike Allen, tried to break his neck. Look it, I'm a little rough too, but I'm not going to break no guy's neck. But the man, if I get the man in the ring, you sign the contract anytime, any place. The man, we're going to get down and get heavy, man. Because I don't like you. I don't like what you stand for. And this is going to end your career, punk.
Thank you so much. Like I said, the irresistible force, the immovable object. Put those two together, an atomic explosion.
So the people love.
Championship Wrestling returns to Miami in the Miami Beach Convention Center this coming Wednesday night, May 9th. Match time is 8 p.m. Dusty Rhodes faces the Purple Haze, the loser to leave town. And that match will, of course, highlight the evening of wrestling activity. Blackjack Mulligan and Barry Windham take on Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart. In a special challenge match, it will be Billy Jack against Molokai. 2 out of 3 falls, Mike Graham and Mike Rotundo face the Guerrero brothers. Chief Joe Lightfoot's in a no disqualification match against superstar Billy Graham. Mike Davis takes on Kevin Sullivan. In a $2,000 added handicap match, Denny Brown goes up against Mike Fever. And now, here's Barbara Clary.
Miércoles, el 9 de mayo, a las 8 de la noche, en el Centro de Convenciones en Miami Beach, la lucha libre de campeones presentará Dusty Rhodes contra el Purple Haze y 6 luchas más. Miércoles, el 9 de mayo, a las 8 de la noche, en el Centro de Convenciones en Miami Beach.
Superstar Billy Graham is with me right now. You're facing Chief Joe Lightfoot, but no disqualification.
You know, it amazes me that this man here would be willing to sign a contract with a stipulation of no disqualification. All that means is simply more pain for the man, more hurt for the man, more injury for the man, more paramedics for the man, more hospital bills, because superstar Billy Graham, martial arts champion of the world, in a no disqualification match, I'm gonna go out in the parking lot and rip the bumper off a Cadillac and drag it in the ring and beat you on the head with a bumper from a Cadillac. Superstar Billy Graham, no disqualification. I will choke you. I will choke you literally till you pass out, and they'll have to drag you from the ring. No disqualification. Your career, little man, has come to an end at the hands of superstar Billy Graham.
We'll find out Wednesday night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Syracuse, New York, at 235 pounds, Mike Rotundo. His opponent from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 240 pounds, Kevin Sullivan.
Kevin Sullivan moving out against Mike Rotundo. Buddy Colvin, Mike Davis at the desk with me now, and a beautiful waistcoat takedown by Kevin Sullivan. Man has an extensive amateur background, and of course he's facing a man who's twice All-American out of Syracuse University, Mike Rotundo. Mike Davis, you and Mike Rotundo at one time held the U.S. Tag Team Championship.
That's right, Gordon. You know, Mike and I are very, very close friends. And if Kevin Sullivan came in here for a wrestling match, Mike Rotundo is exactly the man to give it to him because, you know, 2 times AAU champion, Mike Rotundo can go in there and he can get the job done.
Well, if there's Kevin Sullivan, the side headlock. Now, this here, to me, is going to be a very even match. Mike Rotundo is no doubt a little bit more of a classic wrestler than Kevin Sullivan. But, however, we cannot underestimate Kevin Sullivan's wrestling ability. The man is very deadly, very powerful. Look at this backslide here on the part of Kevin Sullivan. A possible pinning combination, and Mike Rotundo being able to come out. Like I said, it's going to be a very even, fast-moving match.
As we've mentioned, of course, both men with extensive amateur backgrounds, and Kevin Sullivan, at one time known as the Boston Battler, was a Massachusetts amateur champion, and Mike, it looks like your friend Rotundo is in a spot of trouble here.
Well, he's in a head scissors right now. But knowing Mike, even though he's caught in a hold, I know he's thinking about a counter hold, and he should be. Now you can see him right there, Gordon. His man's always thinking, and right back into a headlock. Mike Rotundo is one of the most fantastic wrestlers I've ever met in my life.
Kevin Sullivan, a couple of shots into the midsection that time. It was with the inside of the fist, I might add. Sullivan obviously has a lot of respect for Rotundo. Once again, they lock up. Wow! Rotundo rocks him. He rocks him with another bolo-like forearm. Snapmare takes him down outside cradle.
You know, Gordon, you just look at Kevin Sullivan. The man is built like a Sherman tank. Very powerful, very muscular, and there was a nice counter move on the part of Kevin Sullivan, coming up with a full hammerlock. You know that somehow Kevin Sullivan possesses this strange mystical power of being able to manipulate the minds of others, and even with his own words, he's surrounded with black and evil karma, always out to do damage to other people, not just wrestle them, always out to really injure them. Like last week, he showed up, what, a 15-foot-long python. There's always something new with Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, but buddy, he's still, with a man like Mike Rotundo, Kevin Sullivan's got to go in that ring, and no matter what he's possessed by or what kind of karma he's got to be a little leery of Mike Rotundo because this man can beat you at any time.
Leapfrog by Rotundo, and Rotundo with a good flying drop kick. Rotundo, a beautiful spin under takedown, and again, Sullivan feels the sting of that canvas on his back. Inside armbar now by Rotundo. Rotundo, of course, as I said, he is the Bahamas Tag Team Championship. The franchise, if you will. And talking to my good friend Lou Davies, who was in the Bahamas recently, say a special hi to Tremie Morris and Michael Higgs over at Valentine's Marina.
As you see right now, Gordon, Mike's got the upper hand on Sullivan, and Sullivan's got to be a little worried. Right there, he has to go to hair pull to get out of the hold. So you know he's got to be a little leery of Mike Rotundo's talent.
Well, we know that Kevin Sullivan will stop at absolutely nothing to win a match. It was very typical of him when he took Mike Rotundo by the back of the hair and slammed his head into the ring bar, the turnbuckle there. The turnbuckle is a very solid stop. There's a little padding there, but it can sure do a lot of damage. I can speak from experience on that.
Sullivan caught him. A lariat-like blow to the throat that put Rotundo down. Rotundo powers out before the count of 3. Kick out by Rotundo. To an inside cradle by Rotundo. Sullivan powered away from, then used that forearm very effectively. He staggered Rotundo. Catches Rotundo again to the side of the head. And now Sullivan beginning to let out all stops.
Well, Mike Rotundo is in a lot of trouble right now. When Kevin Sullivan gets somebody in a position like this, he stays on him. But Mike Rotundo is fighting back. A great second effort there.
He's got Mike's temper up, and that's a bad thing to happen with Rotundo. You know, he's got that Italian temper, and he'll really go after you.
Sullivan caught by Rotundo, the back of the elbow, caught again with that elbow. Again, Sullivan able to power out before the count. Referee Bill Alfonso checking those shoulders. Sullivan turns toward his man, back to his feet. Wow! As Rotundo charged in, Sullivan caught him.
Well, there's not room for many mistakes when you're going up against a man like Kevin Sullivan. But Mike Rotundo is very smart, very cagey wrestler. You never know what to expect from him.
There it is, buddy.
He's got him up in that airplane spin. And couldn't hold it, though. Couldn't hold it.
Sullivan coming outside.
And it, ooh.
Wait a minute.
Rotundo.
Wait a minute. I'm not letting him get away with this, Gordon.
Well, Davis down to help Rotundo. Rotundo took that chair right across the top of the head. And Rotundo receiving assistance now from referee Bill Alfonso and Mike Davis. We'll be back.
Today at 1.
As I mentioned at the beginning of the program, we do have new U.S. Tag Team Champions. They are with us now at ringside, Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart, accompanied by, I understand, their manager, the Panama Gang.
That's right, Mr. Sully. You know, I'm proud to be here this afternoon. You know, it's a glorious day to be alive, and I'm going to give you a few reasons why it's nice. First of all, because of the circumstances surrounding J.J. Dillon, I've been cast into the limelight as the #1 manager in the state of Florida. Second of all, every day that goes by, this knee is healing. Every day that goes by is closer to the day that Dusty Rhodes will be destroyed. He injured me. He hung a man on nationwide TV. We know it was you, Dusty Rhodes. Every day that goes by, you will be destroyed. You might as well be fitted for an extra-large body cast. I'm sending you back to Austin, Texas in a body cast. Thirdly, I'm very proud and honored to be the new manager of the new United States Tag Team Champions. Look at the gold around the waist. Tell them about it, Bass Man.
What the hell you like the belts, Gordon Sully? How brand new just delivered to us. And it's just a sign of something to come, Gordon Sully. Whenever Black Bart got here, I said, I've got a partner now. I've got a man that can get in there and get it done. And now then we have proved it. We took Wyndham and Rotundo, and we beat them from pillar to post. And look what the victor got right here, the United States Tag Team Championships. Now we're going to be wrestling champions. We're not going to lay back and hide. Come on out there, all you people that want to put a combination together. The Guerrero brothers, if you want to. Sullivan, you get anybody you want to. Rhodes, Wyndham, Black Jack Mulligan, Billy Jack, Rotundo. All you got to do is put your name on the line, and myself and Bart will get in the ring and give you an education like you've never had before, baby.
Thank you so very much, gentlemen. We're going to be watching them in action. So let's go to our ring announcer, Bruce Tharp.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Australian tag team match. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Homosassa, weighing in at 220 pounds, Mike Allen. And his partner from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, weighing in at 225 pounds, Mike Fever. Their opponents, accompanied to the ring by their manager, Panama Gang, the new United States Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart.
All right, introductions having been made, the new U.S. Tag Team Champions, Black Bart and Cowboy Ron Bass. And I wanted to ask Mike Davis, what happened, Mike?
Gordon, I don't know. The first thing I need to do is I've got to apologize to my best friend, Mike Rotundo. You know, it's just something that's never happened to me before. I froze. I looked right into the eyes of Kevin Sullivan, and it's like I saw a ghost. I just froze, and I just want to apologize to Mike. I just don't know what happened.
Turn up, it is fever giving Black Bart the way to go. And I'll tell you what, these new U.S. Tag Team Champions, that has, I think, given Mike Fever and quite possibly Mike Allen some added impetus, because obviously if they can do well against the U.S. Tag Team Champions, it certainly puts them in contention. Cross body block, beautifully executed by Fever, broken up.
You know what's really interesting is that the one-man gang had just recently taken over as manager of Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart, and already this team is the United States Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, and another title that Black Bart holds. He holds the Brass Knuckles Championship, of which he won from Blackjack Mulligan quite some time ago, and he has successfully defended this on all occasions. So these two men, Black Bart and Ron Bass, is one tough tag team. Mike, I'm sure you've wrestled these men before. What do you think of them?
I've wrestled both of these men, buddy, and they're both double tough. They wrestle, they can fight, they do it all, you know, and when you got two big men, you're looking at two guys that are over 300 pounds, and you've got to go in there and you've got to have a lot of speed to beat them. But Ron Bass and Black Bart are two of the toughest champions I've ever seen.
Well, you can say that again. When you get two men like that, each weighing in the neighborhood of 300 pounds, and a 450-pound manager in the one-man gang, or now Panama gang, that's quite an awesome trio.
Well, it's always, you know, when you got Panama gang on the outside, you can always look at it as 3 against 2.
Tag is made. Mike Allen in trouble on the canvas, and Cowboy Ron Bass, man from Pampas, Texas, brings him out. There's that Texas Stampede. Count of 3. The count of 3. So the U.S. Tag Team Champions emerge victorious, referring to Black Bart and Cowboy Ron Bass. Well, in just a moment or two, we're going to be seeing...
Gordon, excuse me. I just feel really ill. I need to excuse myself. Thank you.
Well... strange. Apparently not feeling well. Well, as I said, of course, in a moment we're going to be seeing superstar Billy Graham in action. And I see him approaching the desk at this time. Well, let's see what's on superstar Billy Graham's mind this week.
Superstar Billy Graham right here live and in color. This morning I ripped a bumper off a Mack truck. Superstar Billy Graham, I ripped a fender of a brand new Cadillac with this arm right here. This arm, 22.5 inches from the back side, 22 3/4 from the front side. Superstar Billy Graham, live on television last week, offered a challenge to arm wrestle any living human being, a living or alive, makes no difference. I issued a challenge to the Tampa Bay Bucks, Miami Dolphins, to the Bandits, Jacksonville Bulls. Any human being wants to arm wrestle Superstar Billy Graham, my arm is here. I got no recipients. You understand? No one has answered my challenge. Nobody around here in the Everglades has got any guts. Everybody's afraid to grab hold of this arm. My challenge has come unanswered. Even the big man, the American Dream, won't get next to my arm. Even that big kid, Barry Windham, and I know he's on anabolic steroids for a fact. I know that. And this is the Olympic year. I know that for a fact the man's on anabolic steroids, and he won't even come out here and grab a hold of this 22-inch arm. And the man with the full Nelson, the man with the beard, you understand, and the full Nelson, the man will come out here and lock up with Superstar Billy Graham. Why? Because I am the strongest. I am the greatest. I'm the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. Give me some music. I gotta get to the game.
Well, there you have it, superstar Billy Graham proceeding to move out toward the ring. And our camera following him all the way, walking along resolutely. Let's turn it over to our ring announcer, Bruce Tharp.
In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match won foul with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing in at 215 pounds, Denny Brown. His opponent from Paradise Valley, Arizona, at 255 pounds, superstar Billy Graham.
Superstar Billy Graham going up against Denny Brown. By the way, this will be the final time that you'll be seeing Bruce Tharp here on Championship Wrestling 84. Bruce is going on to get his law degree. Recently graduated and is now going on to get his law degree, so we certainly want to wish him the very, very best. He's going to be sorely missed. He's an outstanding ring announcer and referee. There's the bell. Superstar Graham moving out against Denny Brown. Quite a difference in size and height here, buddy, but Brown has got a tremendous amount of fight in him.
Well, Dennis Brown is an exceptional basic wrestler. His style is very good. Now, however, you can't lock up with a man like superstar Billy Graham like this. Billy Graham is too big, too strong. Dennis Brown's going to have to outmaneuver him, outthink him, and just outsmart him. And so far, he's not outthinking him or outsmarting him. What's also interesting is that Billy Graham is constantly issuing challenges for arm wrestling. I would like to remind Billy Graham that this is professional wrestling. This is not arm wrestling. He challenged Dusty Rhodes and Barry Windham. But here he's got that...
He's got the full Nelson, buddy. He's got it on him, and Denny Brown is helpless at this point. Helpless and hapless, I might add. There is no way to escape from that full Nelson. And Brown thrust aside like a sack of potatoes. And superstar Billy Graham very pleased with himself, but he is indeed the winner of this match. Championship Wrestling will be held this coming Wednesday night in Miami Beach at the Miami Beach Convention Center. Match time is 8 p.m. In a loser-leave town match, it will be the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, against the Purple Haze. Blackjack Mulligan and Barry Windham take on Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart. The special challenge match, Billy Jack faces Molokai. In a 2 out of 3 falls match, Mike Graham and Mike Rotundo face Chavo and Hector Guerrero. In a no disqualification match, superstar Billy Graham faces Chief Joe Lightfoot. Mike Davis takes on Kevin Sullivan. And in a $2,000 added handicap match, Dennis Brown against Mike Fever. I'll take a moment now to talk to Barry Windham. You and your dad facing a tough combination in Ron Bass and Black Bart.
That's right, Gordon. You know, it's been a long time since Blackjack was in town, but now he's back. And he has something on his mind. And Ronnie Bass is exactly it. You know how he got into this tag team situation, I don't know. But I made a promise to him. I told him that I would take care of Black Bart and he would get a hold of Ronnie Bass and get something taken care of that he's wanted to for a long time. So Ronnie Bass, you'd watch out because he's coming at you.
Thank you so very much, Barry Windham. Well, the Panama Gang and Kevin Sullivan have some comments.
The new United States Tag Team Champions right there is where it happened. Blackjack Mulligan, Barry Windham had his partner there. He couldn't do the job, so he calls up his old man, Blackjack. Hey, Dad, how about coming down? We got a match in Miami Beach. Would you be my partner against Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart? Barry says, I promise you, Dad, I'll take care of Black Bart. Well, Barry, don't promise the man anything. Tell him about what you're going to do to Mulligan.
You understand, trouble's back in town. When I say trouble, I'm talking about one Blackjack Mulligan. But Mulligan, just your big stature, just your reputation, just whatever anybody's ever heard of big Blackjack Mulligan, it don't make us run and hide. We're not afraid of you, Mulligan. I fought you once, and I'll fight you again. I'll probably fight you again. So you bring your little snot-nosed kid, that little Barry Windham. And by the way, Windham, how did you like your ride last week, huh? Did you enjoy that? Well, you come on, boys, because there's more waiting on you. Because by the Bart, we just started, brother.
Bring your sack like Barry Windham, because you got a long way to go before you can take care of Black Bart.
The Ace is coming to Miami Beach. Loser leave town, 60 days.
They ain't taking no bets in Vegas on this one because last week the golden spike went right in your heart, Rhodes. How you ever got up and how they didn't fit you for a pine box, I don't know. This time, Miami, you are calling all your people, all creeds, all colors. Well, there's only one Purple Haze, and after Wednesday night, there'll be no more Dusty Rhodes. It is a crisis for you in Miami, and I'm going to make sure as hell that you end up going to paradise.
Dusty Rhodes realizes full well the importance of this situation.
God, I was in a lot of pain last week. Mulligan and myself both know the situation that happened. But he calls his time. It was sent to him at this time in his life to go ahead and overcome good. Now, whether you be of any race, creed, or color, or wherever you're from in the Miami area, we got to all come down on this one. I want it over before it starts. The Purple Haze. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The golden spike did leave its mark, but nothing like the mark left on my heart inside. Miami Beach is golden, boy. That's the road to the American dream. Miami Beach is paradise. Its leader, the man that will walk with no shoes in the coming month through the streets of Miami, will face the Purple Haze in my final conflict. And whether there's karma on my house, be it bad or good, there is nothing but bad karma in my heart right now for Kevin Sullivan and the Purple Haze. Let's end it before it starts. Me or him, God and Sole, me or him.
It'll happen Wednesday night, Convention Center. Concerns two missing girls. The first girl is Jody Lee Fout. She was last seen in Beaver, Ohio. She is 5 years old. She is in the company of her sister Angela Michelle Fout and her non-custodial mother, Vicki Lynn Fout, or Vicki Lynn Fout Cook. She is a 27-year-old female. Anyone having any information on the whereabouts of Jody Lee Fout, please call toll-free the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, 1-800-342-0821. Mrs. Fout is also being searched for by the FBI. Our second missing juvenile is Tracy Gail Randell. She is 17 years old. She was last seen February 17th, 1984 in Miami. Anyone having any information on Tracy Gail Randell, once again, please call the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, 1-800-342-0821. This is a toll-free number. We urge you, if you have any information, to please call on either of these two missing juveniles.
Match one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Sweetwater, Texas, weighing in at 250 pounds, Barry Windham. His opponent from the Far East, weighing in at 265 pounds, the Black Ninja, Kendo Nagasaki.
This is the match we've been waiting for. Barry Windham moving out against Kendo Nagasaki. One fall, 10-minute time limit. And here's the match that would fill an arena anywhere. By the way, those of you in Immokalee, watch out. Dusty Rhodes is coming your way.
Well, there's Kendo Nagasaki with a quick headlock on Barry Windham, and down goes Barry. Very smartly dropping down. It looked like he might have tried for an lariat there, but right over the head. And a big high drop kick, and Barry Windham coming out on top, and Kendo Nagasaki bailing out to get his win back. That's right, Gordon just said, the big match is May 11th, with headlined by Dusty Rhodes in Immokalee, Florida.
All right, Barry Windham now with an armbar on Kendo Nagasaki, has him to the canvas. Bill Alfonso, the referee, circling him and watching him carefully. Nagasaki pulls him back to the ropes. And may I just assure all of you out there who follow the career of Barry Windham. He is not on the steroids as superstar Billy Graham accused him of. He is not, I repeat. So please bear that thought in mind.
There's Barry Windham with his full arm bar on Kendo Nagasaki. You see the intensity on his face. He's putting that pressure on. But Kendo Nagasaki is a very dangerous opponent, being so well versed in the martial arts as well as professional freestyle wrestling. There's Barry with that big forearm right into the armpit there. Well, it's like Kendo trying to take a cheap way of making a counter move here by pulling the back of the hair.
Windham keeps the pressure on, drives Nagasaki back to the canvas once again. Windham boring in with that full 240 pounds across the back of Nagasaki, and now drives that knee into the biceps and triceps of Nagasaki. He is going to try and render that left arm useless if he can, buddy.
Well, it's really a smart thing to do. A very good, smart, cagey wrestler will always try and work on the same part of the body. There is no sense or reasoning to go from a hammerlock to a headlock to a step-over toe hold. That way you can never completely annihilate any certain part. A smart wrestler always picks out one part of the body and tries to make that a weak part. If you're out without one of your legs, without one of your arms, that's losing 25% of your ability. And when you're in this top professional wrestling, you have to have every part of your body in terrific condition at all times. But there's a big karate kick upside the upper chest of Barry Windham. Fortunately, Barry might have saw that coming, stepped out. If it caught him in the throat, it would have been all over.
Nagasaki becoming a bit desperate here and was choking Barry Windham. Nagasaki into that strange spin and lashes out. A savant-like kick into the chest. Catches Windham in those nerve centers on either side of the neck.
These Oriental wrestlers are quite adept at the nerve centers. Everybody has a lot of nerve centers throughout there, and these little pressure points, you hit these pressure points and it can just about partially and temporarily paralyze that section of the body. And Kendo Nagasaki is well versed in that.
Irish whip off the ropes on Barry Windham, and again, Kendo Nagasaki using those feet so very effectively. And Barry Windham outside the ring on the concrete, coming up rather slowly. What a battle these two have had. Both of these men are main eventers, and Windham going up on that second rope. Third rope, caught him coming off the ropes. Got the pinfall. He got the pinfall. Throughout third, Barry Windham, who looked like he was in a lot of trouble, caught him beautifully and scored the pinfall. The winner, Barry Windham. Championship Wrestling will be held this coming Wednesday night in Miami Beach at the Miami Beach Convention Center. A great night of wrestling competition. And now, let's listen to these comments from Barbara Clary.
Es el 9 de mayo a las 8 de la noche en el Centro de Convenciones en Miami Beach. La lucha libre de campeones presentará Dusty Rhodes contra el Purple Haze y 6 luchas más. Miércoles el 9 de mayo a las 8 de la noche en el Centro de Convenciones en Miami Beach.
In a loser-leave town match, it will be Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, against the Purple Haze. Blackjack Mulligan and Barry Windham take on Cowboy Ron Bass and Black Bart. In a special challenge match, it'll be Billy Jack against Molokai. In a 2 out of 3 falls.
Second week of our series, Miami, Crisis in Paradise. Last week, as I was talking with promoter Chris Dundee, he mentioned that they'd like to get championship wrestling back in the Orange Bowl. Well, it has happened. The Lords of the Ring are coming June 30th to the Orange Bowl. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Red Top Limousines on behalf of Dusty Rhodes, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotundo. We had a great time in Miami. Now let's see some sights in Miami and go to the Orange Bowl with Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. I'm here at the Orange Bowl with Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo to find out how they feel about Miami.
You know, Barbara, right now, here at the Orange Bowl, it's been said that there's going to be a major attraction here at the Orange Bowl as far as championship wrestling from Florida is concerned. And Mike Rotundo and I, right now, are trying to sign for a match on the card whenever it comes here to the to Orange Bowl. And, you know, we've been talking about it a long time. It's going to be one of the biggest things to ever happen here in Miami. And, you know, Mike and I, we travel so much, but we stop here in Miami whenever we can. We've almost made this our second home. Me being from Texas, you know, I have to have a place to stop along the road, and Miami is one of my favorite places to be.
Mike, how do you feel about Miami?
It's great. It's kind of a significant place for me, Barbara, because a few short years ago I played football here while I was at Syracuse University. I've wrestled amateur in the state of Florida and in Miami in tournaments, and now I'm going to get a chance to come right here in the Orange Bowl because Barry and I are looking forward to signing some contracts. We're going to come right here, and for championship wrestling in Miami, it's going to be #1, and I'm just proud to be a part of it. And like Barry and I are signing that tag team title, putting it on the line right here in the Orange Bowl, and we hope it's full because I'd love all the fans in Miami to come down here and really see part of the Orange Bowl in a different fashion than they're used to.
Well, it's a great wrestling in a great place. Miami, crisis or paradise?
Ay, Jalisco, 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 tú tienes tu novia, que es Guadalajara. Muchacha bonita, la perla más rara, de todo Jalisco es mi Guadalajara.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from the Great Northwest Territory at 220 pounds, Wild Bill Snyder. His opponent from Mexico City, Mexico, at a weight of 222 pounds, Hector Guerrero.
Hector and Chavo Guerrero in the ring. It's Hector Guerrero who will be wrestling. Chavo obviously will not be wrestling, but he stays very close to his brother. Hector going up against Wild Bill Snyder. One fall with television time remaining. Should be a good, fast-moving match, buddy.
Well, you know, this Hector Guerrero is excitement personified. This man is always an exciting, colorful, it looks like his brother Chavo slapped him in the face there to try and get him psyched up. It doesn't take much to get the Guerrero brothers psyched up. Wild Bill Snyder backing him into the ring ropes there, the referee calling for a break. Wild Bill Snyder, of course, improving with every match, always going after the very best wrestlers, which is the only way to get to the top. Wrestle the best, and you learn more, get more experience. And, oh, it is a good body slam right there, and down goes Hector Guerrero.
Snyder back in with a quick snapmare and a front shot. Good escape by Hector Guerrero. The Guerrero brothers, I understand, generally eat anywhere from 3 to 4 jalapeno peppers before they go into a match. I don't know whether it has a psychological effect or what, but brother, they are a fast-moving pair in the ring. Bill Snyder catching him a good forearm to the midsection.
Well, you can see Hector Guerrero there grabbing Wild Bill Snyder around the throat on the dark side of the referee. Of course, the referee cannot see everything, and if he doesn't see it, he can't call it. Referee down for a count, Wild Bill Snyder coming out. There is Hector Guerrero coming up with a front face lock. This can do some damage. Right here, this can be a painful hold.
Front chancery and trapping the left arm and the head of Wild Bill Snyder. And Chavo Guerrero approaching our desk.
Let me tell you something. I know there's some new U.S. champions, but that's all right. It doesn't matter if it's Black Bart and Bass or Windham, or it doesn't matter. We're still after the U.S. Tag Team Champions, and we mean to get them. I'm talking to my lawyers. I've gone to the consulate in Miami, Florida, to the Mexican consulate, so they can do something. They're trying. They're staying away from us. They're scared of us. But as you can see, my ferocious brother here, he is getting, look at that, the power that he's got. Sooner or later, Mr. Soley, Mr. Colt, we're going to get those belts, and then don't let nobody fool you about that.
All right, the comments from Chavo Guerrero. And obviously, they want very much to gain those U.S. Tag Team Championship belts.
Well, you know, Gordon, that would be an interesting match. The Guerrero brothers against the tag team of Black Bart and Cowboy Ron Bass. The Guerrero Chavo just said he doesn't care who has him. He wants a match, and that's the match that I would like to see.
Be a monumental explosion, no question about that. Wild Bill Snyder Retaliating now on Hector Guerrero, and he's got him staggered. He's got him staggered. Snyder's got an opportunity here. Snyder now continues to pound away with that right hand, and Guerrero has been staggered, and now Snapmare takes him to the canvas. A lateral press.
Allen Bear, a big part of that. That Chauncey Billups jumper's way off the mark, and Kenny Thomas